What's up, everyone out there? It's 10 o'clock in the East Coast, and welcome to my Cowboys family on a late night stream, guys. We are going to get started here in a couple of minutes. You might get an appearance from my fiance. What's up, Game Changer? How you doing? Yo, what's up? We got some news for today. Just wanted. What's up, everyone out there? There we go. Checking the audio, guys. All good to go. So, guys, hope you guys are handling this week so far okay with the unfortunate, crushing defeat against the Denver Broncos in that tough place to play. What's up, Fishing with Corey Daniels? I like the name. That's very interesting. Gonna get started with some of the news. Dano, what's up? How you doing? I'm gonna run through some of this stuff, guys, and then we'll talk for a little bit. Not much news today. Just another day off as far as practice is concerned, guys. Cowboys legend, LL. What's up, man? The Giants. Steve Scoggins, what's up? Nothing big that's new. Let me roll through some things here with you guys real quick. There's a good amount of you in here. Let's see here. So Jerry Jones said today, Dak Prescott, his ankle, he's going to play. So, guys, I know people were worried. He did have an X-ray done on his ankle. Everything checked out great, guys. There was no MRI that I heard that was done on his ankle. So, you're welcome. There's no MRI that I heard of being done. I suspected they would try to do something like that too. Maybe they went by the way Dak felt, or what the trainers did as far as testing is concerned to determine where the injury would be most severe. But I was still surprised they didn't check ligaments or do the MRI. So what's up, Vampire Prince? I'll try to keep up with you guys. We're growing fast. It's hard to keep up, and I want to get this news out there for you guys as far as the Cowboys are concerned. So Dak Prescott, he had a rough game, guys, mainly because of the offensive line, and mainly because of the Denver Broncos defense, first and foremost, guys. But past that obvious point, definitely the altitude made a difference in that game because the whole entire team was off, partially because of the Denver Broncos' fantastic rush defense. They concentrated on stopping Zeke, that's exactly what they did, and our offensive line got worse throughout the game. That you never see that happen with this core group of guys. And I'm not talking about Collins, and I'm not talking about Chaz Green. I'm talking about the main three guys. Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, and Zach Martin. I never seen those guys play this bad as a group in my life. So I'm gonna still say, not excuses. The Denver Bronco defense was unbelievable, guys. I don't think we'll see another defense the whole league in this whole season this way, as good as the Denver Broncos. So that's probably the best defense in the league you're going to see with the most weapons. Like the Giants have similar weapons, guys. They have a great cover core of defensive backs, and they have a good rusher. JPP, who is not nearly as good as Von Miller, and you can see what happened. At least Collins held his ground for the most part with JPP. No chance against Von Miller, pretty much. People say he had a decent game. I still think he definitely got used in that game, and there's no way you can kind of talk your way out of that, in my opinion. But again, that's against the best guy in the best defensive end in the league, and rusher, quarterback rusher. There's no one better. He's definitely got my vote for the best currently in the NFL. Moving on, guys. Let me just run through some of your guys' stuff here. What's up, guys? Duval Forte. Yeah, we do have a fantasy league, guys, so sometimes we will discuss some of that stuff. It's kind of fun. It's kind of competitive. We're 2-0 here at my Cowboys family. But we have some tough matchups, guys. We barely got past how about them Cowboys. So shout out to him for having two guys off the roster and beating us by we beat them by 5. So let's see here, guys. Lance Davis, what's up, man? Let's get back to it. We got to get past this Denver game, put it out of our heads, guys, and look toward the Cardinals, guys. My brother is a huge Cardinals fan. I'm still he's a busy doctor. I'm trying to get him on the phone. Maybe do some kind of podcast, not podcast, but Google chats with him, or he'll call in and I can put him on speakerphone, have a real discussion about the Cardinals, and he knows the ins and outs of the Cardinals, guys, the way I know about the Cowboys. So it should be an interesting chat, my brother, Cardinal fan extraordinaire, and myself. That would be for Friday, guys, so keep an eye out for that if we do that. Jerry Jones also said that his relationship with Roger Goodell has not changed because of the Zeke suspension and the issues going on there. That's what he says. It's hard to believe, but at the same time, he's Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones. So, also today, guys, just a little bit of a preview for the Cardinal game as far as our injuries are concerned. Orlando Scandrick and Chidobe Awuzie, both of them there's a good chance they're going to be ready for Monday, guys. That's kind of the bottom line on them. There's no 100% definitive word, and of course we have to see them back at practice, going full blast. Again, I think Skandrik's stitches are going to come out on Wednesday, which is practice day, so he'll probably be there that day, if not Wednesday, Thursday. But he'll be there for practice. He should be able to play, no problem. And Awuzie, sounds like his hamstrings now maybe a little less, I guess, worsened or less strained than it was originally expected. So, guys, that's good news. But nothing's 100% on either of those guys. Keep that in mind. Guys, I'm going to be talking about some cuts today because we have Damontre Moore back on the team, guys. That's great news as far as rushing the quarterback is concerned for our defense. Game changer. Peace out. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Kirk McKevely, what's up, man? It's all right. Hey, I hope you enjoyed Ireland, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's awesome to go overseas and travel. We're going to be doing a little vacation during the spring break time period here in the Central Florida area, my fiance and I. So, but there's no football then. How about them Cowboys? What's up? Well, listen, we got Damontre, guys, and that's it. What's up, Eagle fan? What's up, Ruben Benitez? What's up, man? Yeah, hopefully it's going to wake them up. I do believe it will wake up the Cowboys. The offensive line, and even though I really think it all comes down to the offensive line, guys. If that changes, the whole game changes for Dak. The whole game changes, obviously, for Zeke. And maybe they still are winded, but at least we have more opportunities to control the clock, to run the ball more often, and really get those first downs, guys. We couldn't do a thing. The Broncos were 3rd and 12 and got first downs. Another upsetting fact about that game, and I'm trying to move on. This is our move on day here, Tuesday. Tomorrow it's over, guys. It's all about the Cardinals. But and tomorrow's the first practice the Cowboys have after these 2 days of break. But yeah, I mean, just it's an eye opener. I do believe that the offensive line is going to kind of wake up a little bit, and kind of even in a way they don't really have to. But this is our first bad game they've ever had, all 5 of them together, and I do think that they're not only come back much improved, but angry, ready to go. Trying to have something to prove, and of course Zeke as well. It's kind of hand in hand when you think about it, and Dak as well. So I don't know, guys. I know the Cardinals have a really good defense. I think they lost Calais Campbell. I think he's gone, so that was their best guy. And they still have a great cover team like the Giants do, but I don't think that even has good rushers as the Giants. So we shall see what happens in this game. We'll talk more about them tomorrow, guys, and today too. We'll start moving on to them and getting off the Broncos. But I just wanted to make the point that I think our line is going to be okay, guys. No worries there. Nando Martinez, what's up, man? I am before the next game. I'm glad you called me out on that, Nando. I actually was trying to do that yesterday, but got caught up. So. Couldn't do it today. Very busy. Tomorrow it's probably going to be on. So or Thursday. We'll see. But before the game, I promise. I keep my word. So yes, you're right. Let's see. So guys, as you know, Damontre Moore was signed. Who was cut? You ask. Well, the Green Bay Packers traded us Jaron Elliott. Okay, and it just the way I'm looking at this, guys, when it comes to the release, or I guess not the release, but the waiving of Jaron Elliott, is that he was active game 1 against the Giants, inactive the next game here against the Broncos, and kind of saw the writing on the wall, I guess, as the next guy going to be cut. The Cowboys kind of already had an idea who's going to make it and not. With all these injuries to our cornerbacks, I think that's why Ben Wickery is still on the team, and I think he's going to stay on the team until we get either everybody back and healthy and already kind of rolling, probably for at least another 6 to 8 weeks with Ben. So again, he hasn't been in the active squad yet, on the active team. So the way these guys cost us draft picks, which are just conditional guys. Again, we have 1 million of them, so it's not the biggest thing in the world to risk it on one of these guys. I do think though that Jaron Elliott had a bigger upside. Kind of disappointed to see him go, but there is a chance we still pick him up. There's also a chance that, the fact that he was active for 1 game, he has to be active for 4, I think, 3 or 4 games total. So unless we pick him up in the season and then we make him active for 2 more games, then we give up a draft pick. If not, we got a draft pick to play with in the next couple of years, guys. We have him for 2018 and 19, one for Ben Wickery, 1 for Price, I think. No, Price we just picked up. We just signed him. And then we have the 1 for Elliott. So, but since Jaron Elliott's gone, so right now we're not in danger of losing that draft pick. Just a side note on that. But with his dropping, that's why we made room. That's how we made room for Damontre Moore, guys, who is going to be a much improved pass rusher for our team. Much needed. And again, it's going to help DeMarcus Lawrence too, guys, who, by the way, is the league leader in the NFL in sacks, guys, with 4. I think he's tied for #1, but that's fantastic, guys. Who would ever think we'd say that, right? So 4 for him, and also I think Jason Witten. Yeah, Jason Witten is #1 in receptions in the NFL, guys. That's pretty amazing too. The old man Witten, the GOAT, 17, I think, is the league leader. Antonio Brown is second with 16. So that's pretty impressive, even if it's just week 2. So congrats to Witt. I know he wanted that touchdown, though. It should have been 18, even though the game is pretty much over. And then I see here, guys, also that the Cowboys released offensive guard Nate Thieker. I don't know if you guys got that, but we released Nate Thieker from the practice squad, guys, and re-signed Jameel Showers. If you remember, he's our 3rd-string quarterback, 4th-string quarterback now, I guess, guys. He also played safety, and that's what he was trying to make the team this season with at safety. So let me just catch up with you guys here. Roster makes sense, yeah. What's up, Tobias? How you doing? How about them Cowboys? Also more rosters. So, yep. Now we have Moore's got to stay on the team because of that, guys. And again, remember, only one guy is active, and it's Kellen Moore. So even if we wanted to put Cooper Rush in and something happens to Dak, Cooper Rush is inactive, guys, every week. I think they're waiting for him to get a little time. Let's say if something happens to Dak, we don't want that happening. But if something ever happened to Dak where he had to miss some time, I think that 1 week we'll have Kellen Moore come in and play. And then for the next game, we'll have Cooper Rush as the starter. Of course, Dak goes inactive or as an inactive. And then we move Moore as the backup. I think we train Cooper Rush, specialize him for the next game. But I don't think you'll see him come in as a spot duty situation. So, Nando. Okay, so Chris Sr., what's up? Arizona secondary can shut down Dez, and I agree, they can, but that's not. See, our weakness is not. Our strength is not throwing to Dez. Our strength is running the ball behind that offensive line, guys, and the offensive line to block for Dak to have time to find other options other than Dez. You understand? So it's okay. Let them lock, and they will lock him down. I do think the Cardinals are going to lock him down. I want to talk to my brother and get some more information on that, but he knows the ins and outs of the Cardinals. So. We'll go through more on that on Friday for sure, but and up until then too, guys. I do agree though. I do think those could be shut down, but that's far from our weakness, guys. Keep that in mind. Fishing with Corey Daniels. Do you make a live stream? I mean, pretty much we do. I mean, some days we won't be able to make one, or sometimes we make 2 or 3, guys. It's more like a little go lives. We try to do it once a night, for 30 minutes to an hour at the most, and keep it in that range, guys. And we try to interact with you guys and also go through the information of the day for the Cowboys mainly. How about them Cowboys? Cowboys worked out free agents. Yes, we did. I was about to discuss that. No Darrelle Revis because he's too expensive and too old. How about them Cowboys? I would just I know it's going to be a talk every single week, but I would forget about Revis being on our team. We worked out a defensive lineman, 1 defensive lineman. We worked out 1 linebacker, Trevay Johnson. Guys, Trayvon Johnson. These guys are not going to even make the team. They're not going to be signed. They just, I don't know, maybe it's to test the players that are currently on the squad and practice squad. We did make a move with releasing Nate Thieker, and then we re-signed Jameel Showers as a safety/quarterback. So maybe Moore soon will be gone. Kellen Moore, we don't know. But we forked out 4 offensive linemen. Maybe that's to wake up some of the linemen. And we worked out 4 defensive backs. So I don't know. They're not saying here if it's corners or safeties. Either way, it's probably corners. And either way, we need something back there, guys, because we're running really, really, really thin back there, as you guys saw. Let's see. I'm trying to go to this here, guys. He's tied with Calais Campbell. So there you go. DeMarcus Lawrence and Campbell, they're tied. And Campbell's not with the Cardinals anymore, guys. So that's their best pass. That was their best pass rusher. I know they signed a couple new guys, but I know they lost Swearinger as a safety, and they lost Campbell. A lot of their defense kind of got torn apart. So we'll see how good they play against us Monday Night Football. Yeah, and Jalen Smith leads the team in tackles. Thank you. How about them Cowboys? I did know that. Space Cowboys 17. What's up, brother? Hey, guys. The 94 Niners destroyed them, and then 17. I know, exactly. Guys, it's just so much in the season to go. Not to worry. Altitude, I think, made a major issue for the Cowboys, especially offensive line. And guys like Witten and Sean Lee and Jalen Smith, they were a little bit slower than usual, guys. They all looked a little off. And forget about Carroll is going to be bad no matter what, I think. You're going to have some breakdowns with a rookie like Jordan Lewis. Those things are expected. That's not, and again, and the Broncos defense, guys, I can't express myself more so that the Broncos defense is why we got destroyed. let me not put anything past that first and foremost. The altitude thing is secondary, and I think third is the coaching, guys. I mean, the way we play defense, playing so far off the ball on defense, no, man coverage, a lot of zone, especially with Jordan Lewis. If you watch Law Nation, he makes a great point about Jordan Lewis doing that. I mean, those are the things that lose you games. Consistently, it was third down, and we played 10 yards back, guys. I mean, it's insane. The coaching is a problem, and the conditioning is a problem. Hamstring injuries left and right. And then you have, the issue with I think getting there. I think we got there Friday sometime. One day of practice in this new altitude that nobody really knows. Chidobe Awuzie said it best, and then he got hurt, with a hamstring. And I think he would have lasted the longest. But he said it best, and it's really a big deal when you're not used to that kind of stuff. So, guys, the whole team kind of lost a notch. And I think, the Broncos are used to it. They were hungry. They want to beat this upstart, rookie, kind of young America's team, and they beat the hell out of us. And they deserve the win, without question. Rodas, what's up, man? How you doing? Run the ball, pass it to the open man. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously running the ball is primary, guys. That's primary. And that's what it should be. If it's not, then the Cowboy coaches are insane. Chase Horn, what's up, man? A new line, he'll be in shape. That's a good one. Rodas, what's up? Route runner. Yeah, that's another downfall with Desi. He's not the best route runner. It's been criticized before, and he's definitely not that great of a route runner, but still doesn't deter. He still outmuscles any receiver at any moment. So, yeah, fiance is going to creep in here in a little bit. My shirt. Yeah, it says you can take the helmet, the hat, but not the heart, baby. Just remember that. And that goes for Witten dropping the pass and the whole thing. I heard about Kenny Vaccaro. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I don't know. I don't think Chris, that we make a move for him right now. I think Hitchens is really close to coming back. Another 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks at most. Hitchens is back. Our linebackers seem to be holding it down. I will say the whole team looked bad this game against Denver, so don't expect to see that against the Cardinals this week. Sorry, guys, I'm a little slow on the. Usually, fiance is helping me, but I'm trying to keep up with the questions. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see here. Cowboys abroad. I know you don't like him, but we need Revis. Believe me, he can still play. And I know he can play. It's not that I don't like him. I like him, actually. He's an awesome player, guys, but he's older. And I say older, he's only, I think he's 30. But he's going to be very costly. And I don't know if the Cowboys, I don't know if Jerry Jones. I'm looking at it honestly, realistically. I don't think Jerry Jones is going to pick him up. I mean, if he did, he would have got him already. But he didn't. We needed cornerbacks back in training camp, guys. So let's see here. Cowboys 42, what's up? How about them Cowboys again? We should trade them to pair on cost. We'll see. I mean, if they could work something out, I'm all for it. But let's work something out. If you can get them on the team and make it affordable, I'm in. Until you show me how you can do that, I'm out. So, South to Heaven, what's up? I like that. Oh, fiance is making an appearance.
Hi, guys. Sorry about that. Real life stuff getting in the way. I just want to say a quick shout out. I'm just going to go through the names I see in the chat real quick. So sorry if I miss any of you guys, but make sure to say hi in the chat again. Let me see. Cowboys Abroad, Cowboys 42. How about them Cowboys? South of Heaven, Chris Sr., Steven Scoggins, Rodamuspum, Cowboys. Oh, there. I said those already. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you didn't.
Yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. Yes. Yay.
So I guess, I know all the news, of course, for the most part here, but I guess I want to know your thoughts, guys. I mean, obviously the main focus is on breaking down a little bit more on the specifics of what went wrong in that Denver game.
Yeah, I could definitely. That's kind of a good move to the next thing. But I mean,
yeah. And Snugs, thanks for joining us as well.
Snugs, what's up?
Dano, what's up? And thanks. It's nice to see you again. Again, when I really thought about it, I'm just really glad that Dak is not hurt. So I mean that's a huge one, especially. I mean, every time I saw that replay. It just especially because we just keep hearing, oh yeah, we expect him to play Monday. He's going to be playing Monday, and again, even though it's not a serious injury or whatever, you know that Dak is feeling some pain, in those ankles for sure. So hopefully it doesn't affect him too much coming up into this game.
Yeah, I mean,
so
according to everybody, they said that he's going to be he's walking around. Actually, on Monday, he was, it's an off day, and he was out there, according to the one of the Cowboy shows, that he was out there in practice, not practice, on the field in the Star, at the start, and he was running. He was doing like wind sprints and laps and stuff like that. I mean, that's fantastic, guys. He's not supposed to even be there, really. He's supposed to be resting, probably sleeping or getting conditioning. He's out there running around the day after he hurt his ankle that bad. I don't know if that's smart or not, but they did the X-ray. He was fine. No MRI. He's fine. He's moving around. Monday, moved around Tuesday. They don't have practice. They're doing film. They're doing this, meetings and stuff. But
like I said, he obviously feels well enough to do that. I think Dak, I feel like is at least smart enough to. Yeah, he might be a guy who pushes himself, but if he's injured in a way that he knows he needs to rest, the Cowboys would make him rest. They're not just gonna let him do that kind of stuff if he wasn't able to, and he's doing it comfortably. Good to know. So let's see. How about the Cowboys? Only way Revis gets signed if all the other cornerbacks get injured. I don't want that to happen. Let's see. Mr. Wright, thanks for joining us. Don't worry about being late. I am going to pop out of here in just another 2-3 minutes. But real life, guys. But Cowboys always. Always make time for the Cowboys. So, Tobias, this team is set. Don't expect any signings. We will get Moore and Irving back. Front office isn't interested in bringing anyone. So, honestly, that's pretty much the general thought from what we understand. And, again, we got rid of J-Ron Elliott. I don't know if you already talked about who might be,
Not yet.
So, think about it. In another 2 weeks, we're going to figure out how are we going to get an extra spot for David Irving. And, obviously, we don't want any injuries. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a good discussion, guys, and then we can start that up tonight too about that. And again, I see Chris Senior, and I apologize. I said linebacker. I was thinking about another guy, but Vaccaro, he's a safety.
For the Cardinals?
For the Steelers. I mean, I'm sorry, I apologize. Saints.
Okay.
Saints, and they cut him. So I mean, that's somebody that I've heard people talk about him being signed. Again, I agree with who said it. Tobias, that the team is set. It's not that we want this, guys. I agree with getting Revis and trying to work a deal, getting him in there, or Vaccaro in there.
TJ Ward
exactly, TJ Ward. I mean, but it's obvious, guys. The front office, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, the Wills, all the guys up there that run the office, and maybe Garrett too, are not looking to bring in new faces from new places. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that they have to kind of just roll what they have. And again, I don't agree with this. I don't agree. I think there's an issue with the coaching, as I've said already on this stream earlier tonight, that there's an issue with the coaching when you don't condition them properly. There's a lot of hamstring injuries. Yeah. The whole team went down a notch from this game at Denver.
I wish.
Yeah, I know.
So, and then Nando Martinez, the weather's been all right. I mean, thankfully no more hurricanes, but there is another one supposedly on the way. So we'll worry about that another day.
It rains in this area here in Central Florida. It rains basically every day for at least 10, 15 minutes at a time, and it's like a downpour, and then it stops and it's sunny. It's crazy.
But yeah, Tobias said if you bring in more players, you have to cut another. They won't do that. How about them Cowboys? Kellen Moore gets cut with David Irving back, so I don't think he's going to get cut.
How about a running back?
Yeah.
How about
a
running back? How about a lineman, defensive lineman? I mean, do you cut Price? Do you cut Price from the you got from the Packers? He's providing depth, but then Irving goes into the defensive tackle spot as a relief, and so does Crawford, and so can Crawford. No, I'm saying that's an option. Is Kellen Moore's an option? Noah Brown is not an option. I'm looking at the bottom of the list. Noah Brown's not going to be cut, and none of the tight ends going to be cut. And you have you have like Morris, or it's either Morris or McFadden, or Kellen Moore. Those are the three on offense that you can cut, or one of the linemen, which again, it could be someone like a Bell or a Cooper.
And it's hard
I don't see that happening.
It's hard to replace a quarterback. They're not. I don't. Right. Again, the Cowboys love Kellen Moore for some reason, guys.
He also knows the system better than I guess Cooper would coming out in in the middle of a game that maybe Kellen Moore prepped better for. But that's why I said that if that ever happened and we needed him for the next week, that's when they would prep Cooper to be the starter and Moore as the backup.
I agree.
Where Dak would be inactive.
And not just that, but as far as cutting a running back, it does kind of make sense because we have so much depth there right now. Right. We have Zeke, we have McFadden, we have Morris, and we have Rod Smith.
Right.
And
Keith Smith as a fullback. So
exactly.
And so let's jump over to the defense because that's where we're replacing. We're replacing Irving with a defender. So do you then take out? I'm trying to think of the last guys. Tapper. Like I don't think you risk that. Tapper's still young and is a talent, and I don't think you get rid of Tapper. I don't think you can yet. But Tapper, would he be the last on the list? Taco? I mean, obviously not. Mm-hmm. So these guys you can't cut. Benson Mayowa. Some people are saying.
Well, Tobias is even saying Durant.
And that's what they were talking about this time around. Durant as a possibility when instead of J-Ron Elliott. Now, I disagree with that because, number one, I think Durant knows the system. I still like the way he played for the most part, guys. Not 100% of the time, but he knows the system better. And I think bringing someone new in or up. I mean, I think he's better than Kyle Wilber. But Kyle Wilber plays special teams.
I feel like it's almost a waste because we kind of pulled him out of retirement to have him play, and now we're
as an
saying,
insurance policy, guys.
Yeah.
And the only reason he's not playing is one reason, 2 words, and that's Jalen Smith.
How about the Cowboys don't cut Durant until Hitchens is healthy?
Right, and it's not even that. We got him for Jalen Smith, guys. It wasn't even for Hitchens. So we just got lucked out, and we don't even need him yet because Jalen Smith is doing so well. And also, Wilson might be gone. You guys forget about that. We don't know when it's going to happen. It could be week 8, week 10, week 13. Who's going to put a linebacker then, guys? We got to have a Durant in there. We got to have him he can play all 3 positions. He's versatile, and he's played with the Cowboys for many years. He knows the system, guys. We got to stick with Durant. Cannot cut him. So then, who's left to cut? I mean, we can't cut a cornerback unless it's Ben Wickery. Yeah. And the only lineman would be Tapper or Brent Price in the middle. That's it. And Brent Price is our depth right now in the middle. So you take him out when you put in someone like David Irving, who could also Crawford can play this. You got 4 guys basically playing those 2 spots in a rotational defense. You have about 8 or 9 guys going. And, I mean, it's just going to make the hard cuts, guys. I think it has to be defensive line, and it has to be Brett Price. That's my guess. When in 2 more weeks we get Irving back.
Tobias said that Durant only played 1 snap in Denver.
Yeah.
So
he hardly played, but he's there as an insurance policy, guys.
I know.
If something happens to Jalen Smith, who are you going to put in there? It's going to be Durant the whole game.
So, all right, guys. I do have to head out of the stream. I will pop in again towards the ending. But seriously, guys, thank you so much again for joining us. I will pass you off to my lovely fiance now.
Thank you.
So, and of course, go Cowboys, even though it's not the end. Always go Cowboys. So, all right, I'll be back.
All right.
Just, let me know.
Yeah, I got a couple actually real quick things here that I want to discuss about the actual stats and games so far. So first off, guys, this is DeMarcus Lawrence's number 90. His stats through 2 games. He's got 4 sacks. He's got 6 quarterback pressures on top of that 4 sacks. He's got a forced fumble. So I mean, he's got some tackles as well, guys. I mean, I love those defensive stats, those quarterback pressure stats. We need that, and now we're going to get Damontre Moore, guys. That's a good sign. Look for a different kind of defense this week too. And Carson Palmer, guys, he's been way off this year. I know they came back and beat the very, very, very lowly Indianapolis Colts with a supposedly very bad defense, guys, and yet they struggled that entire game. And they're pretty much in the same situation. There's no David Johnson, running back, one of the best in the league. Fitzgerald is, getting older, but, Palmer looked bad. That's where the problem is. And the offensive line looks bad for the Cardinals, guys. So we got Damontre Moore in there. We got a much improved DeMarcus Lawrence and a pass rushing specialist like Damontre Moore. Then you throw in the other guys we just discussed. I mean, you can go with Tapper, with Taco. You can go with Benson Mayowa. And I know people are bad on him, but he's got some. Check his stats. Benson Mayowa is in there, guys. He's doing stuff. He might have messed up. Everybody messed up this game, but Mayowa should have got a sack against the Giants, but there was a holding call on the Giants that stopped the sack. Mayowa is putting pressure on the quarterback. I would not say you cut him. So, guys, I mean, that's one of the good things about our defensive front that we're going to be seeing, and against a team like the Cardinals who are not strong at the offensive line area. One of my main guys, look, Stephen Pye is one of those guys, that they all had a bad game, but Stephen Pye was one of those guys. He's one of my guys. So look for him to produce this week against a weaker Cardinals offensive line. But then one of my other guys, I've been touting him, since he was drafted, but on this channel since the beginning. Byron Jones, number 31. I thought he made a fantastic play in the end zone. Broke up a touchdown, even though I think Broncos scored anyway eventually. But he didn't have a good game either. And there was a play, if you remember, after Dak's pass to Dez Bryant, and it went through his hands. And the one that Zeke stopped running, which, again, definitely is negative. I think Zeke, as a football player, as somebody who is competitive, any human that's competitive, you run after that person. And I understand the frustration, and I understand that, the situation is bad. You got to take it. You can't be that immature, and you got to go after that guy. It's part of your job. As my fiance said, she said that, Zeke is part of his job, and if they intercept the ball, you have to go after the person with the ball. Look, guys, it's immaturity. It's not the way he's going to be. He's a competitor, and I'm sure that even though I don't like Jason Garrett too much, he's going to talk to him and set him straight, guys. And Zeke won't ever. I don't think this will ever happen again with Zeke, at least not to this extent in this way. I think it's just immaturity. It is immaturity, but I don't see it being a problem that continues to occur over and over and over again. It's not going to be that way, guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm not worried about it. But Byron Jones, 31. After that interception that Dak threw, which wasn't really his fault, it was Dez that dropped the pass. It went right through his hands and was picked up by Chris Jones. He ran it back, or Chris Haynes, I forgot his freaking name. He ran it back all the way to the to the 20 or so, 25-yard line, and Zeke did not go after him. But then, basically 2 plays later, C.J. Anderson ran all the way for a touchdown. On that touchdown, guys, Byron Jones just kind of took the wrong angle, expected Sean Lee to be at a certain spot to stop the run, to stop C.J. Anderson. And, again, Sean Lee being a step behind the entire game. And that's not his abilities, guys. And that's not necessarily even the Broncos blocking, because if you watch, it was just him getting there. It wasn't that he had to get around anyone. So it was more, it looked like a conditioning issue, which would only occur in a situation where all these guys, their conditioning and the way their abilities all went down together. It obviously had a lot to do with the Denver Broncos, and it had some to do with the altitude, guys, and the poor conditioning of the Cowboy coaches and not getting them more prepared for that kind of environment. And I do blame the coaches on that, if anything, on that side of things. But again, Jones did not get there in time. Sean Lee did not get there in time because that gap was open. Byron Jones was there, but he just kind of didn't get to that hole because he expected Sean Lee to be there. He was not. C.J. Anderson busted through there, got past him, and that pretty much ended the game. I mean, the interception on that play, the 2 plays before that really was the beginning of the end of the game. He still had a chance, but you can see the momentum just completely got out of there. That was our had-to-be drive. And Dez, it went right through his hands, and 2 plays later, C.J. Anderson scores. Breakdowns all over the place on offense, on the offensive line, on defense, with the receivers, guys. Dak was tough. He stood in the pocket. He got killed in there, but he still tried his best. He wanted to win to the last play, guys. And even though there was no need to throw that last touchdown, that last interception, that last kind of desperation pass into the end zone to Dez, but he did it. And after the interception, he ran back, and he didn't have to do there with 2 taped ankles running back there, guys. And I was nervous. I just said let him go because I didn't want to see Dak get hurt, guys. Just let him go. But you got to credit him for trying, guys. I mean, he's a true leader, and I'm just happy and proud that he's a Dallas Cowboy, guys. I don't care about people that don't like him or people that say this or that about him. He's a warrior. He reminds me, like similar to a Romo style, who plays through everything, gets out there. He wants to win, guys, and that's the kind of quarterback we need in Dallas. And Big D on the Dallas Cowboys for America's team. Guys, fantastic. So give him big-time credit for that. I think he's going to bounce back big-time against the Cardinals. But I think it's not about his passing, guys. It's about the Dallas Cowboys running game. We have to reestablish that, and it starts with the offensive line, guys. Sorry, I'm getting off track. So let me run through some stuff here, guys. How about them Cowboys? I'm starting at the top of here, so what I can see. How about them Cowboys? Mr. Rice, it's not happening. They signed. Okay, yeah. Tobias, he played. He like crap after they named him captain. What a joke. He had to perform on the field. Who was that, Tobias, that played like crap after naming captain? Was that Crawford? I don't know. I gotta check on that. South of Heaven, true. I'm glad you guys are doing good here. Let me see here. South of Heaven signed a 5-year, $45 million. Let's see. Garrett keeps clapping. How about them Cowboys? Jared can clap. I agree. I can't stand that move by Jason Garrett, the clap, 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 and that kind of stuff needs to stop. He needs to get a little more Jimmy Johnson-like. So let's see here. Jimmy Johnson, they re-signed. Yeah, they re-signed Chris Johnson. The Cardinals did. So they do have him. I wouldn't really be too worried about him, although he could be dangerous with a game here, a game there. But just the fact that he's been out of the loop with the Cardinals, even for a short time. I know he's been there. He was there last year, and he was cut this year from the Cardinals. But obviously they're not signing. Other teams are not signing him for a reason. Now he's just a quick patchwork. I think the Cowboys would be much better again. Like I said, I think every single position is going to be better this week because of the fact that now when we're in regular Cowboy type environments, normal type environments, the only real elevated issue you ever have in the NFL is in Denver. So sound is Seattle and Kansas City and other places, but Arizona's not known for that, and it's a normal road game. And again, a lot of Cowboy fans in Arizona, guys. Trust me, my brother's one, and he knows. Let's see here, guys. So Let me see. Tobias, what's up? Don't sleep on Arizona. I know. I agree. If he has time to throw, and that's the thing. I think we've been doing great on pressure this season when you compare it to what we had last year, Tobias. And I do think that we're gonna be able to put a little pressure on Palmer. And I mean, if the Colts did it, we can do it. Let's see. Chris Senior. Byron Jones was about to get destroyed by Demarius. He saw him and protected himself instead of going after CJ. I mean, it looked like that. It could have been that. I guess you could say that, Chris Senior. But I do think that it was the way that the game plan kind of worked, and I think the way the defense works, they all have to collapse in that area, and I think that Byron Jones is watching for the cut to the outside, expecting Sean Lee to push him to the outside, to his right, and he ended up staying there waiting for him to cut to the right, and then, there was no Sean Lee there to push him to Byron Jones' right side around Demaryius Thomas going out this way. So he had to protect that. He was the only guy on that side. So you got to keep that in mind. So he was protecting that. Sean Lee was supposed to stop that. He didn't go when he didn't see Sean Lee there. He should have hit that hole, not continue to wait. He was getting blocked kind of half-heartedly by Demaryius Thomas. You're right though. He would have been out on his booty if he had stayed there any longer. If he had not made a decision. Let's see here. So let's see. Tomorrow, long shot. Yeah, exactly, Tobias. Thank you for answering that question. Probably tomorrow for long shot with my daughter. Little J. How about them Cowboys? That makes sense. Okay, let's see here. Junior Muth, hey, the team needs to do different plays. I mean, I think that's definitely a good thought process there, Junior. That's one of the complaints, and they're very predictable. But we'll see. We'll see again, I think that we have to keep to what we've been doing, guys. It's worked, and it's going to work. We just have to establish the running game a little bit more. So we play two very difficult defenses, another difficult pass coverage defense, especially against the Cardinals. We'll see. Thank you, Dano896. I know, guys, we've been blowing it up, and we appreciate it. Do a lot to you guys, going out there and liking our videos, subscribing, joining us for these chats, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And again, I'm doing my best solo tonight, so bear with me and hit like, guys, if you haven't already. Hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the little notification bell so you get our daily live streams, guys, our daily convos. I love this stuff. And we do have collaboration set up. Tomorrow I'm going to try my best. And I don't know if I'll be able to, but tomorrow I'll try my best to get basically the highlights of the reaction from the Denver game. Not very, very enjoyable for me, but I'm going to put it out there for you guys either Wednesday or Thursday. So keep an eye for that. Hopefully a discussion with my brother, the ultimate Cardinals fan, over the phone. He lives in St. Louis, so nothing I can do as far as being live with us, but he can be on a speakerphone, so we'll see if I can get him for that. He's a busy man. He's a doctor, so hopefully we can get him there. And then, of course, Saturday night we do tomorrow night we do long shot on Madden, as well as one of these streams. But with my daughter, she plays Madden 18 and does long shot through there. She's always about 62% done, so we got another day or another week or two of that, and then Saturdays we do like a Madden recap of the game with the players, and I just play through a game easy mode just to run through the kind of a breakdown of both teams, Cowboys and Cardinals this week, and that's on Saturday, guys. So or Sunday, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I might do some kind of live stream on a special live stream Sunday since there's no Cowboy game. So let me get back here, guys. I'm sorry. I can't wait for Monday night either. DC4L, what's up, brother? South of Heaven, what's up, man? Exactly. A lot of Cowboy fans out there when we play the Cardinals, trust me. So it's going to be a lot different. This game is going to be a lot different than the Denver game, guys. You're not going to even remember this Denver game after the Cardinals, I think. Either way, I think the Cowboys are going to be a whole different team. Mr. Wright, what's up? Arizona made a mistake letting Campbell. I agree 100%, and they have not looked the same, guys. I mean, when you let the Colts get 13 points on you, and 13-3, I think the score was. I mean, I know they let him come back, and I know Palmer had to do what he had to do at the last moment there, but against the Cowboys, that's not happening. Even with our defense, and people can talk about it, whatever, I think our front line's going to hang in there and give him some problems, guys. We'll talk more about that in the next couple of days, for sure, especially with my brother. I'm sorry. Stronger King, what's up, man? How you doing? Give us some insight on the Cardinals, man. You are a Seahawks fan, and you know all about them Cardinals, so give us some insight there, Stronger King. Space Cowboy, we did a Google chat, and again, maybe there's a way we can do something where I can get you on here. I would like to get my brother on here first and foremost for this Friday night, because he knows the Cardinals inside and out. He's a big Cardinals fan, but Stronger King could definitely help out with some of the insight, I'm sure, being a Seahawks fan and playing them all the time, in the division. So South of Heaven, let's see here. What's up, brother? Junior, to a bias. Patrick Peterson shut down Dez. I will lose confidence. Well, listen, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Dez is not an elite receiver. Okay, he's a fantastic receiver, but he's not an elite receiver. He's getting paid elite money. That's a fact we have to live with, guys. So I see Dez being able to go up for those jump balls. I see Dez, he's not a good route runner, but he can still outmuscle other players. He's got the size. He's got a lot of intangibles that other receivers do not have. He is a little bit shaky when it comes to securing the catch, an easy catch. Difficult catches he actually does pretty decent with, but the easy ones that bounce around in his hands too much. I hate that crap when it happens to him. But again, guys, I don't think he's at the pinnacle, the low elite receiver in my opinion. There's only 3 or 4 elite receivers, guys. Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, and maybe 1 or 2 more. I put CM Moore as a Demaryius Thomas style. And again, they're both getting paid about the same amount, guys. So, call it what you want to call it. But he's definitely not, I would not say, Julio Jones, I would say, is an elite receiver. But he's at the bottom end of that. So I would say it's like Dez is right underneath Julio, let's say, as an example. Dano, what's up? I like the thumbs up. What's up, sir? Leary told Denver all of our plays. Chris. So I heard that before. It's kind of funny. Leary would probably be able to help them somewhat, but he definitely gave them some insight to the way we blocked on the offensive line. That definitely could have led to the early troubles that we had before they were really, really winded, So that's not necessarily a laughable comment. It's very it's very accurate in some ways. Obviously, the Cowboys changed some stuff up and used different codes and stuff, but the blocking schemes, you're right. That could help the defense a lot. Tobias, Argentina. Let's see. Let me see here. This DC Farrell, Tobias, when he's not shut down, he drops too many passes. And again, that's what I just said about his bobbly little plays with Dez. Tobias, he's been bad, but still early. Exactly. Listen, we need to get the ball to Zeke on Monday, Tobias, and that's everybody out there. Zeke is the core. We run, and behind that great offensive line, we win the game, guys, and we win the game like 99 out of 100 times. I believe we win games when we are able to run with Zeke and control the clock. We win every game. And again, that's against any team. And I don't against any defense. You take that Denver Broncos team and put us in Dallas. You take the Broncos team and put them in Minneapolis in the Super Bowl against us. It's a different game. Different game, guys. It's not only going to be closer, obviously, but it's going to be a different game. Let me just put it that way. Moving on from that. Let me see. Where am I at here? How about them Cowboys? What's up, man? Yes, thank you for the 500 subs. Yeah, man, guys, keep it up, guys. We're not stopping. We'll keep going, guys. This is Cowboys Nation. I see, Shango's got 24,000. That's like, Law Nation has 16, and Mark Holmes has 13, 14. I can't even imagine that in my head. I'm like, wow. And we have like 500, and I'm like, yay. I'm like really happy. I can't believe we had 500. When my fiance, my daughter, and my fiance's daughter's son, we all were talking about this. We're like, there's no way that we're going to get more than 100, guys. We appreciate all you guys out there. We are passionate about our Cowboys. You can check out all our videos. We keep them up there. We've got over 100 videos already, guys, in 2.5 months. So thank you. I know some of it's our content, and some of it is the way we broadcast and the live streaming and the content and back and forth stuff, but a lot of it is you guys, and we appreciate you guys. Watch the advertisements, guys. If you can't donate to our Patreon account, watching the advertisements, and there's some good ones out there. Watch them all the way to the end, guys. It helps us out, guys. We appreciate it. It's going to help us get a new microphone. I think we're almost there, guys, to get a new mic. So we're going to try to do double mics, so we have to switch it back and forth, and it would sound a lot better. Eventually, maybe even get a better camera. And a lot of other fun things we got planned, guys. So thank you for all your support, all the likes, all the subscriptions, all the watched ads. Thank you, guys. And anything you could pass around to other Cowboy fans, please do. We appreciate it all. I hear Law Nation and Shango shouted us out, and even Terrabelli and Space Cowboy. Oh, you guys, thank you guys, man. How about them Cowboys? Big shout outs from them. Thank you all. You guys helped this channel become what it's becoming, which is Cowboy Nations all day, all night, guys. We're real here. Boomer Sooner, what's up, man? Jack the Ripper, how you doing? I do feel like Zeke's going to go off, but on the field. So look for that with Jack the Ripper. Boomer Sooner, Mike, what's up, man? How you doing? Nice to see you all in here. Hit like, subscribe, etc., etc. Stronger King. Stevens. No, I did not see Stephen A. Smith on First Take. I usually don't watch them. Mr. Wright, I haven't given up on anything. I've turned my attention to the offseason and draft. It's just so interesting to me. And trust me, guys, and that's one thing I was thinking, like, what do we do when we finish the season? I mean, we're not going to be broadcasting necessarily. We're going to have flag football for our kids, probably. They're going to do flag football in the fall. I'm sorry, in the spring. So we'll probably do a lot of that kind of stuff too. But obviously, we're going to do Cowboy stuff. And I think my fiance and I were talking about maybe having you guys give us a good list of 30 names, let's say, as we get in the offseason, guys, after like towards the Super Bowl, after we win the Super Bowl, right? And what I was thinking, and my fiance was thinking, is that maybe what we'll do is you guys come up with a list of really 30 good prospects that the Cowboys might draft, and then we're gonna do like a 2 or 3 minute breakdown, and then like a little mini live stream with you guys every day. 30 days in a row, a whole month, do something like that, so we can get that time passing and do, still keep the Cowboy flavor going, guys. Let us know what you think. Post in the comments below if you can't post in here and I miss your thing here, guys. I'm sorry if I missed. I know there's a lot of you guys. We're getting out, it's so many different. Usually my fiance, she moderates a lot better than I do. So Dallas Cowboys Forever Champions, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. I see your amazing catches. Dez, he's been more mature, but he kind of broke down the last game a little bit. The frustration was a lot for the Cowboys. I think this will be the last game you see this kind of frustration, I hope, for this regular season. I don't know about playoffs, but regular season. Junior, Zeke is part of the offense, true, but there are other players. I agree. But once you get Zeke going, Junior, then everybody else gets going. And then you have Dak with an extra second or a half second. You saw when Zeke helped out in that block with Von Miller, he had an extra second and found Witten in the end zone. And the pocket was still collapsing on him. Guys, we talked about it last night. I was passionate about it. What I saw in that replay of the video of the game, the pocket was constantly breaking down. The line never looked that bad before, and that had to rush him. We needed more help with Von Miller, and I wish they would have used Zeke a little earlier for that, the coaching staff. Once we get the running game going, it opens everything else up for Dak, for the receivers, for everybody, guys, for the tight ends, everybody. Chris Sr., Zeke needs a little more 9 carries. Oh, no doubt. You watch the reaction video. I mean, the whole time, like, run Zeke. I don't care if you lose 2 yards, run him again. You got, even if you have to punt, run them. Make them have to keep those guys there. And they would have probably still beat us by the same score, if not, we don't know. Maybe it would have been less because it would have been less time on the clock. We would have used up more clock. But we should have known that from the beginning, guys. We did it twice, and then we stopped. 2 times in the first 3 plays, we punted. And after that, it was like passing. I think we ran once or twice. Very, very little bit running. It was just not a good establishment by our offense. And again, a lot has to do with Denver. Give them credit. Altitude definitely helps, though. Cowboys 42, what's up, man? Corners are getting bigger. That is neutralizing Dez. It's funny you say that. I've actually heard that even though there are bigger corners, that for the prototypical corner is a little smaller and faster nowadays. So, I mean, they are overall. I mean, there's more of the bigger corners out there and safeties, but more physical play. But I think Dez is a physical receiver. He should be like being able to manhandle some of these cornerbacks. I don't care if they're bigger. He's still bigger than them. South of Heaven, 500 subs. Yeah, they say like 18. I don't know. 18 subs. I don't know. You have 18 subs. Wow, 500 subs. I'd be fat. Boomer Sooner. Scott Lennon has to be creative with the offense. He keeps running the same plays. I know he has to be creative. I don't want to see the trick plays, man. We can't do 3. We got to do 3rd and 2. We run. Unfortunately, we didn't get many of those this game. We had 3rd and 12s and 3rd and 7s. Stronger King, you retracted that. Just see here. Send me the link. Okay, I don't know what you guys. I'm trying to flow through this, guy, so bear with me here. Scott does need to be more creative. Linehan, yes. Denver coach basically called them out. I mean, he did. And again, a lot of people know what the Cowboys do, and we still are able to. We're still able to dominate a lot of teams with them knowing what we're doing. So it goes. I don't know. I think that we could have still beat this team, the Broncos, without having to change too many things up. But altitude is hard to beat, guys, and their defense, their cover guys are hard to beat. Shango's wife is an actress from Shameless. He gets all the good recording. Chris, that's good to know. No wonder he has that good stuff. I love that first stream he had to start the off season, and it was like 2 different cameras and a fireplace going. That was a nice place. That's all good, man. We got the bare minimum, guys. So any help you guys can give us, if you can't donate to Patreon, one day we'll have Super Chat. Hopefully, maybe you guys could help us out that way. But until then. Guys, we're not looking to do this for money. We're doing this for our passion, to put it out there. I love talking to Cowboys. I love talking football. I love talking with other fans out there that know what's going on. And all you guys pretty much know about the Cowboys and about the NFL, guys. So thank you for that. A lot of you guys know more than me when it comes to the NFL for sure. I know nothing about college, guys, so keep me in the loop there. Let's see here. You're going to make a video of the back coaching. I'm down with that. I'll hit the like button on that one. Yeah, all right, Tobias. Yeah, man. You let me know, Tobias. You're one of the main guys here. You guys, you know who you guys are out here. This is a core group of 20 or 30 you guys are always out here with the questions, helping me out. I appreciate all you guys. So you guys definitely bring in that info, and I'm gonna go to you guys first, and everybody else gets a chance too, guys. All of you, all 500 and whatever I have on here, are all involved, guys. So make your comments. The more active you are, the more I see you, and the more we can, we can do different things, get different ideas from you guys. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming down the road, guys. So I'm looking forward to it, and more importantly, I'm looking forward to this game against the Cardinals on Monday night. Oh man, I want the football to start again for the Cowboys. I hate these weeks when we lose, man. It's the worst, right? It's just lost. I just can't get it out of my head. I know you guys know what I'm talking about out there. So let me see here. Sorry, guys. Let me go back here. No help on Miller BS. It's weird when you have a three-man front and you have to spend an extra running. I agree. It's crap that we would have, but if it's no help, you're gonna have Dak on the ground, and that's what happened. What's up, Hello Newman? What's up, man? I know you're asking Mosh, but I watched it too. Law Nation's, at least his video from last. I think it was last one. It was good. And South of Heaven, guys, he sells jerseys. He makes custom jerseys, mainly Cowboy stuff. But I think he makes any team. So check out his channel, guys. South of Heaven 88. Yeah, exactly, Hello Newman. That's the one I'm talking about. I actually mentioned that earlier, and I actually told everybody to go check out Law Nation's video on that. It was a breakdown on Jordan Lewis. I think that's the title of the video. But it's all about basically how all our corners were playing back pretty much every play. It's 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 13, and we're playing 10 yards back and then taking a couple steps back as the receivers come to us, turn around at the sticks, catch the ball, and we tackle them right there. What the hell is that, guys? Come on. I mean, Marinelli, I don't know if that's Marinelli or what it is, if that's the cornerback's coach or what the hell it is, but damn, man, come on. Got to improve that. That's what adjustments we got to make, guys. And I've said that for years. I've said it at the beginning of this channel. That's one thing the Cowboys don't do, and it scares me, that we don't really make adjustments mid-game. There's no mid-game adjustments by the Cowboys. I've been saying this since I was watching these Cowboy games 20 years ago at the bar. I mean, with a bunch of friends, and I've been saying the same thing. I mean, maybe not 20 years ago, 15 years ago, with the Wade Phillips and the Jason Garrett, and I'm saying this whole Romo era. I've been saying this. We've been doing this too much, and it kills us, guys. And I thought our defense was going to be more aggressive. I liked that. And now I would guess the reason when we dropped back Lewis into the zone, and even though he's a man he's a man cornerback, man-to-man cornerback. The issue is that I think that we had so little to work with anymore. It was like they didn't know what they were doing back there, the Cowboy coaches, the defensive coaches. So I don't know. I'm going to give a pass. The whole game I'm going to give a pass. One pass this season. That was it. Denver Broncos got out your system. Got Cowboys. You lost the least important game on our schedule, basically. That one and the Raiders. And the Raiders are pretty more important because it's in December. We lost our least important game on our entire 16-game schedule, guys. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. That's it. And probably the toughest game to play on the road, guys. We're playing on the road against Oakland, but we're not. We're playing at home against Kansas City. We're playing at home against the Seahawks. We're playing at home against the Packers, and they don't have a great defense. But I'm just saying, the good teams, aside from our division, Eagles and Giants, they're tough. They're going to be on the road. But I'm saying, guys, on the road, our toughest game is the Denver Broncos game, guys. So it's over with. Done. We lost. Got killed. Let's move on. South of Heaven. Yeah, he also does trash talking videos, South of Heaven. Boomer Sooner. Rob Marinelli keeps running that Tampa 2. I know. It worked a long time ago, and teams have adjusted. They've spaced out on offense and just confused defenses that do cover 2, Tampa 2s like that. It works occasionally, but yeah, I agree with you. Definitely has to get a little more creative back there. I still like Marinelli's, though, switching up rotational defense. It fits our players well. Junior Muth, Denver plan was to shut down the run. Exactly. They made us they said beat us with Dak. And, when you say beat us with Dak, Dak can beat most teams, but he can't beat probably the Giants just with Dak. You can't probably beat the Cardinals just with Dak. Keep that in mind. You cannot beat definitely the Denver Broncos just with Dak. And it's not a knock on Dak. Most teams cannot beat these teams just with Aaron Rodgers or just with, Drew Brees or Tom Brady. You need more. Usually, not all the time. Usually you need more than just because if you got to go against those 3 cornerbacks in Denver, I'm telling you guys, or the ones in New York, the Giants, the cornerback. Now, if you can't put pressure on the Cowboys, and you have great corners, then you see what happens in Week 1 against the Giants. There you go. So you got both things to look at, guys. Those are both possibilities. What's up, Terrabelli? Much respect, man. Thank you for the shout out on your channel the other day. I appreciate it. Giants fan, true to the core, man. Much respect. I love all fans that are true, guys. You know, stick with your teams. You know, talk the truth. You know, and the first team to criticize, the first teams you should criticize. This is not for Terry Brady. This is for me. This is for all the Cowboy fans out there. Anybody out there who does these videos that talks about their team in any way. The first team you criticize is your own. That's the first team you criticize, guys. When you do that, you know, you really put yourself on the map as far as the mentality you have with about your team, you know, and the reality. You stick to the reality of your team. Of course, every fan's gonna be biased towards their team. I think the Cowboys are gonna make the Super Bowl and win it this year. I truly do that. I do think that. I'm sure Terry Belly thinks that the Giants are gonna bounce back and do that. I expect that. That's a normal feeling, but it's also normal to also say, hey, let's get back to reality. And you know, Giants have a lot of things to work on with their offensive line and their running game, and you know, even Eli. You know, I heard the coach called out Eli. So, you know, every team has their issues, guys, and we have ours. We worry about the Cowboys. We don't worry about the Giants, the Eagles, and Red. Eagles looking good, so keep your eyes on them, guys. Any game they lose is an advantage for the Cowboys in the long run. Remember that. And they play the Giants this week. That might be my game this week, guys. That's my game this week. That could be my game this week. We might live stream that game maybe. We'll see. It'll be fun because that's a big game, and I don't know who I want to win. I guess I want the Giants to win this game. I don't know. I can't even say those words, but I definitely can't say I want Philly to win. And I don't know, guys. It'll be interesting if we do a live stream. It just got me all hyped up for the Sunday games now. But it's one game in my zone, guys, and that's the Cowboys and Cardinals on Monday night. So let's go back to this, guys. Chilling like a villain. What's up, man? Terabelli, I'm stumped. My team might be done. Man, you giving up on your team? I don't think so. I still think that the defense can hang in there for you guys, you know. I think that the offense gave a lot of points to the Lions last night in different kinds of ways, guys. About moving the ball and punting, putting them in bad, you know, putting the Lions in the good field position. You can't count your defense on 100% of the time. So definitely look raggedy out there. That offensive line is their main issue, guys, like we had against the Broncos. But ours is a one-time issue. The Giants have for them, unfortunately, a full-time issue with their offensive line. So they're going to have to get help in that soon. And I don't know if this year is going to, you know, if they continue having these issues, they will be one of the bottom teams in the NFC East, guys. And, you know, that'd be shocking. But if we have a bad offensive line, guess who's in the bottom of the NFC East as well? Us. So anyways, guys, Chris Sr., our only mid-game adjustment is to abandon the run. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Aren't you on that? I think you're on Periscope when they do the Cowboys break and they do Garrett's press conferences. I'm on there occasionally. I think I see you on there, man. I like your commentary. If that's you, we're on the same page on a lot of things, man. Emrod, what's up, Emrod? Hey, thank you for joining our squad here, our family. You're part of it too. Hit the like button, guys, if you haven't yet. Hit subscribe if you are new. Our channel is growing. And we appreciate every single one of you guys. And always, guys, we do our game day live streams. This week it's going to be Monday night is our game day. It's our game night live stream against the Arizona Cardinals, guys. And we might do a special game day live stream. Giants and Eagles. It's looking like the game of the week that we're going to be doing on Sunday. Make some comments, guys, at the bottom after this stream is over, and post it and let me know what you think as far as which game we should stream on Sunday if we are able to stream. We might be out doing stuff, so we'll see. But I think that Giants-Eagle game for the Cowboys, that's what I'm watching. Let's see here, guys. If you guys convince me anything different, please let me know. Cowboys beat the Eagles. Eagles. I know. Hey, I do hate the Eagles. And then no offense to the fans, I hate the Eagles, the bad fans. Okay, they seem to have the most of them. They throw, you know, I'll never forget those years with the Bounty Bowl with Aikman and your Reggie White and the whole crew there with Buddy Ryan. Forget him. I can't stand Buddy Ryan. I can't stand him with the Eagles. Respect his defensive brain, but I hated him with the Eagles. I hated the Bounty Bowl. I hated the running up the score with again the Eagle fans out there. A few of you might be on here. Randall Cunningham spiked the ball when they were up by like 14 on the Cowboys in Veterans Stadium, and he threw it into the end zone, running up the score on the Cowboys. Buddy Ryan with like 5 seconds left. That was so Bush League, guys. His complaint was that Tom Landry did that to him the year before that when there was a strike, and Tom Landry kind of had all the starters in. Now, it's not Tom Landry's fault. He's going to play his players, but Buddy Ryan felt like he ran up the score on him, and that's where the whole thing kind of started, supposedly. It started in the 70s, but what I remember is that in the 80s. And I remember the Bounty Bowl when they went after Zendejas and Aikman and would pay them money if they hurt them. Well, I remember when they, you know, like I said, that Randall Cunningham running up the score crap. That really pissed me off, rubbing salt in the wound. And what happened after that? We got 3 Super Bowls in 4-year span, and they didn't get crap. Just saying. And again, guys, the two other things I want to say about Philly fans, and I'm not saying all you are like this. I'm saying these ones were. Okay, this is a fact. Okay, forget about the Santa thing. I don't care about Santa Claus and getting locked up in the bottom of they threw snowballs at him. They threw snowballs with batteries, deep sized batteries in snowballs at the Dallas Cowboys with Jimmy Johnson in those years in the 90s, in the early 90s, and that's just abusive. That's horrible, and I don't have no respect for those particular fans. Not all Eagle fans, just those particular fans. Also, when Michael Irvin was injured and he was basically like paralyzed in the field, the Eagle fans were cheering it. That will stick with me forever. That's why I hate the Eagles more than, just at 0-0, I hate the Eagles first over the Giants and Redskins. I know the Redskins are our longtime enemies, the whole thing in the 70s and 80s, but they're second. The Giants are third in my list as far as the NFC East, as far as who I hate. But that's why I hate the Eagles the most, guys, and that's just my own personal experience. What's up, baby? How you doing?
Hi. Glad I can join you for the tail end of this stream.
We're going to wrap it up soon here, guys. I'm sorry I've been ignoring some of your questions. I get lost in my little rants. I'm trying to keep my eye on the camera here. So,
So, yeah. And then let's see.
You want to read up a couple questions? I needed you to moderate with me here.
Sure.
So badly.
Oh, it's okay, baby. So here, let me see. Let me scroll up a little bit. I know. Let me scroll up a little bit, guys. Let me see. I think you kind of just touched on that. So, yeah, Barbara Long kind of said what we were saying earlier. The altitude a mile high is very thin. A power runner like Zeke, he couldn't breathe. Oxygen levels in Denver are horrible. His lungs felt it and his heart felt it. So, and I understand that, who was it? Yeah, South of Heaven used too much oxygen. He barely touched the ball. So, again, I get
all
that.
All contributing factors.
Yes,
and Denver's team.
They're all contributing factors, but you do have to remember that, in a thing like that, it's tough. Zeke has never played in an environment like, the whole Cowboys team, basically, other than Cheeto, has never played in an environment like that. So, as much as they can mentally prepare for it until they're out there on the field doing it, they might not feel that difference. And, even Zeke might not have felt it himself as much, but it is a contributing factor in some way, guys. It's just a fact, and people still die of altitude sickness and stuff. So obviously,
it's definitely not an excuse, guys. I want to make sure we stress the fact that the Denver Broncos deserve this victory. They whipped that star, unfortunately, and we got to take it like men and women. Yeah. We got to take the loss, and they beat us, guys. But the altitude definitely, a lot of people are like, oh, offensive line. It's really the offensive line is part of the issue because, not because of the offensive line is we're not really sure. We have a huge sample set when we talk about our offensive line with all our best three, and the other two we know about them, and they've been showing nothing but greatness pretty much when they've been out there all the time. Lel Collins included. But when you add the altitude and you add everybody dropping in their performances, there's something else there, and that never happened to the offensive line. That's why it's not an excuse. It's just a fact, like you said. It's a fact. It's science. But the thing is, on top of science and being factual in this situation, it's also a contributing factor to the why we played so poorly. You put the Rams out. I'm not going to say the Rams, but let's say you put the Colts out there. We win, but we don't win. We win that game in the altitude and everything. And against a Colts team, let's say in the Broncos uniforms, okay? So it's the same. It's the Broncos, but with the Colts players. Well, if we played in Dallas, we would win. We beat the Colts 40-0. But if we played them in Denver, okay, against a team, let's say that the Colts were in Denver, okay, and played there their whole lives, those players would be used to that environment a lot more, and then you would see that game be a lot closer. So what I'm trying to say, if the Broncos were as bad as the Colts, we would beat them probably, like, to say 21-10 or 21-17. It'd be a closer game than if we played them in Indianapolis, let's say, and then it would be, Cowboys win 35-10, 35-3, something like that. That's all I'm saying. It's not an excuse. It just factors into the score and to the how badly we got beat, guys. The way our team kind of diminished in their skill talent right there. The skill set went down this game all together. So it's not that something's wrong with them. It's one general thing that's wrong, and that's definitely the altitude and the Denver Broncos defense mainly.
Yeah. So, again, guys, I'm just looking forward to tomorrow and seeing what, the first time in practice is going to look like after this. How do the Cowboys rally from this? It is going to be a big test on how the rest of the season goes, guys. Let's be honest. They need to recover from this loss, and they need to do it in a big way. I really want to see them play hard. I want to see that fire that I feel like I haven't seen yet, even against the Giants. It was a tough game, but I feel like I didn't really see that same fire.
Passion.
Yeah, that passion. I don't know, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me, guys. Let me know what you think. But I just feel like, and maybe it's just because we haven't seen the Cowboys offense play the way they normally do. Maybe that's the fire that's missing on this team.
And again, I think again, guys, we haven't seen the way we played like last year for a lot of reasons. I mean, teams are starting to figure us out a little bit. I do agree with that. But at the same time, we're playing the best defenses in the league, guys, right now. The best in the league. We got to keep that in focus.
It's over in the sense of, obviously it's not over, but our two biggest challenges, I feel like, one, obviously with the Giants. I mean, number one was the Giants. They had our number last year.
As far as defenses, I think our toughest. I was saying this earlier.
I'm not saying toughest. I'm saying our toughest challenge personally for the Cowboys.
Right.
Defensively, obviously,
get past
Denver's
the
number
Giants.
one. Yeah, but getting past the Giants, I think, was more of an actual match-up challenge, but also a very big mental challenge for the Cowboys to overcome. And we did that successfully. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. What's up, Joseph Sirianni? What's up? I hope we win. I hope we beat the Arizona Cardinals. And I think that there's going to be a difference. Obviously, altitude is different. The drier heat. You're going to have a lot more Cowboy fans out there because Arizona is right next. You're going to see. There's always a lot of Cowboy fans there. And again, guys, I think there's a lot of things for the Cowboys to prove. The Cardinals came off a last-second overtime victory against a crappy Colts team. No offense, but that's the truth. And so if you think about those two things, there's definitely those three things: the weather, the fans, the fact that the Cardinals are coming off a barely victory against a bad team, and we're coming off a horrible loss with something to prove. These things are going to factor into Monday night. We're on national television. That's number 5. We're going to show this, guys. We got more to prove than the Cardinals right now because we're a team. Right now, people are already written off the Cardinals, and we shouldn't. But with David Johnson gone, it's going to be hard for the Cardinals to consistently win, and especially against teams like the Seahawks in their division, even teams like the Rams, who have a much better, very good defense, who surprisingly lost to the Redskins, but who have a good team as well. The 49ers are the weakest team, but they almost beat the Seahawks. So, guys, the Cardinals are going to have trouble. And the Cardinals' offensive line is where their weakness is. You see what happens when your offensive line is off. Well, when you have an offensive line, and again, no offense to the Giants, that's off full. You see what happens against the Lions. You see what happens against, what happens to your quarterback. I mean, we saw it happen with Dak when Dak had to win this game against the best cornerbacks in the league. Same thing. If you had Von Miller and the Giants, we lose 19-3 against the Giants, guys. And that one player would make the difference. JVP is good, but he's not Von Miller. And again, that's the Raiders don't have the cornerbacks that with Khalil Mack. He'll be in there rushing and pressuring us, but he won't have the cornerback help that would keep Dak from making some of the better passes, I believe. Now the Seahawks game is in Dallas. The Chiefs game is in Dallas. Thank goodness, because that helps us in many different ways with the environment, but also I think it's going to help somewhat, a little bit with Dak if he needs to throw, because we're going to need him for those games. They're going to try to shut down the run in those games, and that's going to be where we have to have a true test to those are our toughest teams to play when it comes to defenses. I'm not as worried as with the Atlanta defense or the Green Bay defense. I'm worried about the Seahawks defense, the Kansas City defense, and the December Giants defense, guys. So we got a couple more games to go that have really tough defenses, but I think all the other games, if we run the ball, control the clock, there's 95% chance we win all the other games. So that's my opinion. Guys, we are going to go ahead and start wrapping it up here. I just want to give a final shout out to everyone who's joined us so far. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't, guys. We do post daily content. We'll be streaming our reaction to every game every week. Let me see. So I'll wrap up. Perfect way to end the stream. Dallas Cowboy for life. Thanks for joining us. What's your score prediction for the game? So Joseph Sirianni said 28-10 Dallas. Yeah, I'll let you do yours first, and I'll give something now. I'll give you guys a little bit of what I think right now, but I'm going to talk to my brother, and I'm going to see if we can have him for the Friday night stream. I hope we can have him here for that. Stronger King, if you're out there, keep in mind maybe there's a way you can get on here for Friday as well. I want to talk about the Cardinals in depth, and he's a Seahawk fan, so you know a lot more about them. I'll also do a little more research as well when I get a chance in between life stuff. Yes. And then, I'll talk to my brother, and we can get on the same. I'll get a better prediction for you guys, but I'll give you one today. After you go, I'll think about it while you go ahead and talk. Yeah. Well, no, it just what do you think? For me, it's hard for me to say prediction. Because honestly, again, I want to agree with you, Joseph, but I haven't seen those points from our offense yet. I think it's going to be more 24-13, and I know that's a very weird score, but I'm going to say 24-13. So I think they'll get. For sure,
The thing is, our defense is playing so badly. I think that 13 is almost too low.
Well, right now we're supposed to get a lot of people back. We got Damontre Moore coming back.
True. You know. So maybe 13 is more reasonable. I don't know. I
like 13. I agree with that.
Yeah, at 13, I see about 13. Maybe another touchdown or another field goal. So maybe 16. But the Cowboys, but I don't see the Cowboys scoring more than 24, and that hurts me to say because, and I just feel like we've been so off. I can't really say that we're gonna outscore them the way that I was predicting week 1 and week 2, and we've been hoping for. Like I will say, I am a little disappointed. My expectations have been lowered. So I think realistically speaking, the way that they've been playing, coming off of this, and still giving credit to Arizona, who's a tough team, and they do have a lot of weapons. You know, I think 24 is a little more realistic. I would like it to be 27. You know, I'll take 27-20, south of heaven. Let's see, Cowboys 42 says 35-14 Cowboys. You see, for me, I would love to see that. Who would have loved to see that? But I think it's going to be a much closer game.
See, so I'm gonna side with more like with Joseph's prediction, and I'm not saying 10. I think that's a little too low, but 28-17, definitely possible. I think the Cardinals don't score more than 17 points, not because necessarily our defense, but if they scored 13, 16 points, was it, against the Colts, barely in overtime in 5 quarters? I mean, I'm going to say that I think that, and it wasn't 5 quarters, it was a little over 4 quarters, but I think I see something like, 13 to 17 points from the Cardinals. And from our Cowboys, and again, I do believe we have to establish the run, guys, because I will say one thing: if we might as well get rid of Zeke. No, if we don't establish the run again against the Cardinals defense, if they put 8 in the box and make us beat the Cardinals with Dak, I think you'll see a similar game to the Broncos. Now, I don't think it'll be as bad. I think our line will hold it a little longer, but I think you won't see the big blowout kind of score. If we here's the thing, guys. If we control the Cardinals going to get 17 points, let's say at most. If we control the clock, we get 30 points. We get 30 points, 28 to 31 points. That's my prediction. So I say 31-17 would be the biggest. 31-13 would be the biggest blowout, I think, from the Cowboys versus Cardinals. 31-13. But I think that you can get 28-17. Very possible. That's what I said, right? And I'm doing the math now, and it just happened to come out that way. Yeah, 28-17. So, but I do think that if the Cowboys, here's the other thing, guys, if the Cowboys have problems with establishing the run, we're going to lose this game. There's a good chance we lose this game. And I'm saying we might win. If we get lucky and win, and we go 20-17, we win. All right, that's possible. 21-17, possible. But I don't see it. I don't see a close game going more than that for us. And if the Cardinals win, it would be 17-16, 17-13, 17-10. You know, I can see that happen, and that would be embarrassing with the offensive line we have. But I don't see that happening, guys. I see a different game. I don't see the altitude is going to help us. Altitude is going to help us. Altitude is not going to be crazy. We do that once every 4 years. We got to go through that crap with the Denver Broncos. Yeah. So it's out of the way for the next 4 years.
We'd have to suffer like that again for a while, guys. But I think one thing that that I think we're all kind of failing to mention. Zeke is starving. And when I say starving, I mean he ate a little in New York Giants. Obviously,
104 yards.
But he is starving.
He had 104 yards against the Giants, and now after 2 games, guys, he has 112.
Exactly. So you know what, guys? I think Zeke is gonna go out there, and if I'm gonna say like my crazy wild card prediction, I think he's gonna have not wild card, but like wild prediction, I guess. He's gonna have like 200 yards.
Oof, that's a lot.
I know that's a lot, but like he's gonna have like that one like 80 something. He's gonna break a long one.
I can see that happening for sure. And if he does that, he will get 150 yards.
Not just like 30, 40. I'm talking like 70, 80.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I can see that happening. Again, the coverage.
Again, wishful thinking.
If you want to get my prediction, I guess you can say I think that the Cowboys, and I don't think there's a really big. I think we'll get 4 sacks on defense. I think that our defense is going to cause sacks. I think it's going to cause Carson Palmer to throw the ball poorly, which, like Jordan Lewis, you saw what happens when the ball is thrown poorly. If we got the guys in the right spot, we can get an interception. I mean, there was a play where the Broncos threw the ball, we knocked the ball up in the air and had like 2 or 3 chances to intercept it. It landed too far away, but we had a chance to intercept the Broncos a couple times, and we did. But I'm just saying that we could have had more chances. Again, I think that with the altitude, I think with the abundance of Cowboy fans you're going to see at the game, I think with the fact that the Cardinals are not that good of an overall team, and their offensive line is really porous. I think you're going to see an issue with the Cardinals trying to establish an offensive drive, unlike what you saw with the Broncos, who, again, their line was not as bad or as suspect as the Cardinals' offensive line is. And our line right now, everyone's laughing at it, but just wait till national television, the Cardinals, and they got something to prove against these Cardinals, against the NFL, on national TV to the NFL. So I'm looking forward to about 28-17, 31-13, or like a 20-17 Cardinals or Cowboys. Either or could win in that situation, but the other two are Cowboys. So that's my my thinking off the bat right now. First thoughts really of it. Thank you for that question. And thank you for all the posts out there. And I talked to my brother, and as we got to Friday and Saturday, I'll give you more of my thoughts on that. I was talking to the fans out there, to the family, that maybe we do a live stream. It'll be a little more relaxed live stream. We're not gonna be we'll be answering more questions than probably than watching. But I was thinking of doing the Giants-Eagle game this weekend.
That'd be fun.
Maybe, guys. I gotta still get it approved by the boss. But we'll see. If we're gonna watch the games, we might do something like that. Maybe it will just be for an hour or two, just for fun. But obviously, I'm gonna be watching and keeping a track of that game very closely.
Yes, and then Dano, I mean 200. I'm just saying that because that would be like a dream come true. But if there's ever gonna be a game this year that it's gonna happen, I feel like it's gonna be this one, and not so much because of the team or anything, just because. Like you said, they have something to prove. Zeke has something to prove. He's not just gonna take those 8 yards lying down and. I just don't see him.
And the offensive line also too. The offensive line is also embarrassed by this, guys.
Exactly.
It's a testament against the line and against Zeke. And it's not really against Zeke, actually, guys, because Zeke had nowhere to run. He's just frustrated he didn't get the ball more, and the blocking wasn't better.
Exactly.
It's going to get better, trust me.
Yeah, so, and honest, South of Heaven, you're saying Giants 9, Eagles 24. Honestly, guys, I don't think either of them will have more than 10 points. I'm just going to call it. I don't think offensively the Giants can do much, and I just think defensively the Giants are going to shut down the Eagles pretty effectively. They
really? Yeah.
just,
Where's the game
at least this one. Actually, yeah, good point.
It's at the Eagles.
Oh, okay. So you know what? I might stand corrected. I think the Eagles might win, but if they win, it's going to be by like a field goal. It's not going to be by much, and either way, I don't see either of them scoring more than like 10 points.
You have seen now.
It's going to be a low-scoring game.
So here's what I see, guys, and I don't know. I think the Eagles can score points. Not against the Giants defense though, but I will say this: I think the Eagles win this game. And have you been watching the Giants play, by the way?
I mean, that's the thing. I did, and that's why I said that. If they're not going to score more than 10 points each, and the only reason I say that is because defensively, I think the Giants. The divisional games are different. I'm sorry, but we saw the way. The reason the defense struggled so much is because the offense really let them down. But I think that the Eagles, and again. The only thing that I would say, I still think they definitely can win, but it's still going to be close. The Giants are too much of a challenge, and I think that they're hungry for a win.
I think we're forgetting. I'm gonna try, and I'm not doing this to play the other side. I'm not trying to pull the first take thing, But I will say this though. Think about this. I know you're saying, and I respect the Giants' defense. Fantastic. I mean, it's one of those things that's kind of the Bronco game. If the Giants' cornerbacks can cover. The way that the Denver Broncos covered, our receivers, I think that the Giants will shut down, are going to hamper Wentz because the Eagles don't have a running game. That's their biggest deficiency on offense. On defense, they have a very good and upcoming defense, and I think everyone's sleeping on that right now. I think when you put that defense against the Giants' offensive line, which is their weakness, that's where the Eagles win the game. And I think it's not Wentz that's going to win it. I think it's going to be the defense that's going to put Wentz in good positions to win the game.
So you think that they're going to, again, like, we've kind of seen with the Giants, cause lots of turnovers, sack him a lot, just put the Giants in a bad spot where, they put Wentz in a good spot. I mean, that's
I mean, it's going to be field position. It's going to be a turnover here and there. And it's going to be Eli. Eli has to really buckle up, and so does Odell. If they don't, it's going to be I think it could be a blowout. If they produce the way they did against they've been blown out in 2 games against us and against the Lions. And I think the Giants have the talent. I just think that it's taken some, they're missing something, and it looks like it could be Odell. He's not 100%, obviously. Brandon Marshall's dropping the pass.
But I'm sorry, but you can't.
It's the offensive line. That's what it is. The offensive line is going to be their downfall, and then you have the Eagles, whose defense is up and coming, who's really maybe the best they're not the best defense in the NFC, guys. Let me just clarify that the Giants are the best defense in the NFC East, but.
The Eagles star is rising, and the Giants star is.
And when you compare the Eagles offense to the Giants offense, at this point, the Eagles offense got them beat, even without a running game, as of right now. Now, I'm not saying it's a blowout, but I am saying that if the Eagles play defense the way they've been playing, and they can give the Giants that kind of problem, and also Giants are continuously having this offensive issue that obviously they can't score many points. If they do score 10 points, they're going to lose 14-10. They're going to lose 21-10 or 17-10. If they don't get more than 10 points, they're going to lose this game. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Eagles are going to score more than two times. And I'm not saying they might score 10 or 13, but that would be enough to beat the Giants. And again, like you said, I agree with being a low-scoring game. It probably will be, but the Giants' defense can only do so much, guys. You saw what they did against the Lions, who really don't have much of a running game. They're a passing team. It's kind of like they have a lot of little weapons here and there, but they have Stafford. And Wentz can do. He's not going to do with Stafford. Stafford's stats were not very good, but Stafford. I mean, he could definitely put up Stafford's stats or a little bit more than what he did this past game on Monday night. And if he does that, and the defense and the Eagles defense plays the way they've been playing, the Eagles will win this game, in my opinion. And the score, I think it'll be. Closest, I think it'll be 21-13. At most for the Eagles, 21 points. I think they'll probably be more like a 17-7 or 17-10 kind of score, in my opinion.
So again, you don't see the Giants scoring, barely more than 10 points. I mean,
again,
13 being generous.
If Odell gets going and Brandon Marshall makes the catches and Shepard makes some plays and Evan Ingram makes some plays and Eli is the main one who has to get the ball to them. But without the offensive line, I don't see that happening. I see a lot of problems. And Terabelli would be the best one to talk to and look about that. Thank you, by the way, Mr. ESPN. I appreciate the comment. I'm glad we love you too. And seeing Mr. ESPN, we don't want to take anything from you. We don't watch ESPN, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but I guess it's good.
Yeah, no, but seriously, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Mr. ESPN, Junior Muth, Cowboys 42, Stronger King, Mr. Wright, South of Heaven. Actually, Mr. Wright said, I think I'll start making videos soon. I would love to check out if your 8-year-old daughter is cooking. Maybe it might encourage my 8-year-old son to cook a little more. But let me see here. So Giants are dead last in the running game. And, that's one thing, again, that could hurt the Eagles as well.
That's part of the Giants are last in the running game. Yeah. That's going to help the Eagles.
No, it'll help the Eagles. I'm saying that offensively, it'll hurt the Eagles because since they don't have a consistent running game, like you pointed out, if any team
the Giants are last in the running game as far as running the ball on offense.
I know.
No, okay, I think you meant defensively. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
I know that they meant running the ball. I'm saying that, on the flip side of that, that's going to hurt the Eagles as well because I know that they're not consistent running the ball. And if the Eagles become one-dimensional, the Giants can, kind of get their numbers, so to speak.
Again, I agree. That's what the thing is. I think that Wentz is a passer. He likes to pass. You saw them against the Chiefs. I mean, they passed a lot. Blunt didn't get that much. He didn't do much. Neither did Sproles. I'm just saying, guys, I mean, the Eagles don't have a consistent running back. Their running game could be better if they had a consistent type of first and second and maybe a third down back rather than a short yardage back and a third down back, which is what they have right now as their starters. And anybody else after that, it's just mediocre to below that. So that's where the Eagles fall a little bit. I think they're going to have problems this season. Again, against the Giants, they might have a problem. They might lose 17-13 or 17-10. At the same token, if those things happen. But again, if they turn it one-dimensional, and if the great Giants cornerbacks and safeties and defense can keep Wentz at bay in Philly, the Giants will win the game. Yes, that's what it comes down to, guys. But I think that I hate both teams. So I'm not really afraid of anything. But if I'm looking at this from the Giants side of things, and Terabelli would be the one to talk to about this, if I'd be afraid of what Eli is going to give the other team, whether it's field possession by a three and out and punting the ball, and then they get the ball in the 40 or 50-yard line, the Eagles, or it's a sack that he fumbles or throws an interception rushed because the offensive line cannot do anything, or because the defense knows that they're going to probably throw here because they can't run. Because they have no running game, they have no blocking. So they're going to just pin their ears back and attack Eli. And if Eli is going to be rattled, he's going to make mistakes. And that's going to lead to points for the Eagles.
Been rattled. I mean,
and the Eagles defense is not exactly. And the Eagles defense is not to be messed with. The Detroit Lions defense is nothing compared to the Eagles defense. And the Eagles defense is nothing compared to the Broncos defense. Nothing compared to the Giants defense. Nothing compared to these other great defenses out there. The KC defense. I'm just saying the Eagles defense is good, but they're not a great defense like the Seahawks or the Giants or the Broncos. So, those things are. We'll see if that defense against the Eli. That's where the winning and losing are going to become evident. It's how the defense plays against Eli. How the Eagles defense plays against Eli Manning and the Giants offense, and then from there, that will kind of tell you how the game's going to go. If they can make Eli make mistakes, then the Eagles are going to win the game. If Eli doesn't make those mistakes, and Odell especially, and Odell get going somehow, and they can keep the Eagles defense at bay, the Giants will win the game. But that's why there's a lot of different scores from both sides and different opinions. And, of course, it's the most important game of the day for the Cowboys is that one and the Redskins game. But that's the most important. So, in reality, that's the one that we're going to probably be broadcasting to you guys live from here. But I still got to get approved. So we'll be talking about that later.
Yes. So, guys, I don't see any problems in the approval process. So, but let me go ahead and catch up with the last
of the... we get to watch football on Sunday.
Oh, boy. All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the last of the comments. Baby, if you want to, let me see. So, yeah, I'm listening. Giants will win, and then Mr. ESPN, we're always looking ahead or worried about other teams. We don't care. Dallas Cowboys for life. Exactly. But honestly, guys, we have to be realistic. Anything and everything going on in the NFC East does impact the Cowboys in a major way. We play each one of these teams twice. So every move they make, we want to know because that's half our season. So.
And guys, remember that's the 6 games. And also, the first step, the first step to getting to the playoffs is getting that division. Once you get to the division, you worry about the NFC East and getting that bye and getting that first seed. Let's just take it one step at a time. The first step is getting a division. That's not our goal. That's just the first goal. All right.
Yes.
So I do think that the Giants games, it's still interesting to watch. Like you said, we got to keep tabs on what they're doing, see how they're playing. But in the end, it just matters about what we do, guys. And we win our games, nothing else matters. But again, I do want to see a game on that. And I don't know. I'd rather see that game than the Bengals and the Browns play. I don't know if they play, but it's just saying, or the Tennessee Titans. And there's other things I like about all these teams in the NFL. I could watch the red zone all day, but I wouldn't mind putting the red zone aside for 2 hours, 3 hours, and watch the Giants and Eagles, duel it out, and to see what we got to deal with in the NFC East, especially with the Eagles, since we haven't seen them yet. And we've seen what the Giants have been doing, and we're waiting to see them wake up. So there's a lot of things to see in this game, and it is impacting to the Cowboys because we do, like I said, we play them 6 times, and it's first and foremost, the first goal is get that NFC East crown.
Yeah. So. All right, guys, real quick, Mr. ESPN, he says, you need another bike, inbox me, what kind you want, I'll bless ya. We'll have to catch up with you after the stream for sure. Jack the Ripper, I've been listening for an hour. If Eagles lose and we win, that's the NFC East. I think it's a little early to say that, just coming into week 3.
Who said that?
Jack the Ripper, but
a little early, but I know what you're feeling. I know what you're feeling.
Yeah. So, and honestly, it is obviously a good start and a great momentum.
Let's win our game first, though, right?
Yes. So
actually, their game will be first, so we got to wait to win our game.
Yeah. And Mr. ESPN, I'm not really sure if he says, do you think defensive coordinator Rod is on the hot seat?
I don't think so yet, but I know what you mean. I know what you're saying, though. I do know what you're saying.
I feel like Jerry Jones is the type of guy that he's gonna ride things out until the absolute end. And I don't think the blame is being put all on him just yet. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's still good. I don't think he's on the hot seat of Marinelli. And, I think that he, again, like you said, with what he has to work with, he's doing a fantastic job. I think the pieces, I said this earlier in this stream, that the pieces that he has to work with fit pretty well. Especially, I'm talking about the defensive front, the line. Those pieces fit really well with what he likes to do on defense. And I think Sean Lee, Jalen Smith, and even Damian Wilson, I think they're pretty solid at linebacker for what he wants to do. We're still shaky at cornerback trying to get that together. As soon as we get these Orlando Skandrick back, Awuzie back, hopefully obviously we got Lewis back, but he's one of him and Brown are the only healthy ones. We'll see what happens with Nolan Carroll. So we'll keep up on that. But that's really the last part of the defense that needs to be fixed. And of course the Byron Jones. Brandon Carr has 2 interceptions, by the way, guys. Leading the league. Leading the league.
I don't even want to touch that.
And leading the league in passes defended, too. He's on an overall better defense. But, yeah, still. He's played against 2 crappy teams, too. Remember that. Yeah. The Ravens haven't played many good teams, and they have a great defense, So you got to look at those things, too, past the stats, But yeah,
guys. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys, just because it is getting pretty late over here.
I do want to say thank you to everybody. I see everybody saying.
Thank you guys so much. Seriously, we appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out. Jack
awesome.
Ripper.
Guys, make sure you guys hit like. Yeah, there's a lot of people on here watching, a lot of different, positive comments. Hit the likes. It actually helps the stream. Yes. You can become more, when people search for it, it actually shows up more in the browsers and stuff on YouTube. So it helps us out, guys. Again, Mr. ESPN, we're definitely going to talk to you because we do need another mic. Thank you. We're trying to, again, if you guys watch the ads, that's how we get a little bit of side money, I guess you can say, to improve our equipment and improve stuff. So we appreciate any little thing you can do. There's a Patreon account that my fiance set up for us.
Yes.
It's kind of still in the making, but there's a way you can still contribute if you like. And guys, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff in the future when it comes to helping us out, but also just doing stuff with that money. So it's gonna be fun, guys.
Baby
Trust me.
steps, like another mic, baby steps, baby
The
steps,
first thing is the mic, and we're just looking to get something like that. So that would help us hugely. And it can take us to our next goal. Huge. Yeah, it can help us get to our next goal. With the ads you guys watch and any donations you guys are able to give. So thank you, Mr. ESPN, and anybody else out there.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we all work hard for our money, so we know how much it's worth. But seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Actually, speaking about that hard-earned money, we sure do like to give it to Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Anyway, support our Cowboys, right? But seriously, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and as always,
Go Cowboys!
Woohoo! All right, guys.
We'll lose, baby.
Yep.
We're in it for life.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Go Cowboys.